military said that operational plans for an offensive in Lebanon had been approved and validated. The UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has warned there is a real risk that the crisis on the Israel-Lebanon border could escalate.
One rash move, one miscalculation could trigger a catastrophe that goes far beyond the border and, frankly, beyond imagination. Let's be clear. The people of the region and the people of the world cannot afford Lebanon to become another Gaza.
Well, with me now is Shehata from BBC Arabic, just to unpick some of those lines that we're getting from the Middle East. So let's start with this strike near the ICRC compound. What more can you tell us about it?
The International Committee of the Red Cross on X platform said 20 people were killed and 45 people were injured because of shelling, which was targeted near the offices of the Red Cross in Al-Mawasi, which is supposed to be a safe area. Israeli army said there is no indication that Israel carried any attack at this area, and the incident is under review. But the Hamas officials and authorities inside Gaza saying Israel launches a strike there, but the result is there is many people around taking shelter close to the offices of the Red Cross for a shelter, and it's supposed to be a safe area, but there is people killed, and this shows how this war affecting the life of people on a daily basis. And now is more than 37 people were killed since the war in Gaza started. So it's a catastrophic situation, and it put pressure on Israel and the whole international community to stop or to find a way to have a deal and to reach a peace in order to avoid casualties every day.
To avoid casualties every day. And over the past week, Saeed, we've seen the Israeli army carrying out what it calls tactical pauses in limited areas in Gaza to allow more aid to reach people in the territory. What's the assessment of how that's going?
The aid agency is saying still there is infrastructure were targeted by Israeli airstrikes, so their warehouses, the lorries, the trucks, so they don't have enough in order to distribute the aids. According to statistics, the first 2 weeks of June, there is only 89 trucks of aid went in. In May, it was 97 aid trucks, and is 42% less than the months before in April. So there's less aid going there. Even there is both fighting, but the United Nations agency is saying there is lawlessness there. There is no order and law. There is some, gangs stole the trucks, and there is some people because of hunger. So there is no order there. So they need some security there. There is no security there after there is many Hamas officials were eliminated or not working there. So the environment under which the United Nations working is not healthy, and this is a blame for it. Israeli blaming the agencies. They don't have sufficient staff to do that, but the aid agency saying no, they have, but the environment is not helping to deliver the aid, and the losers are the people who are dying from hunger from day to another.
And now we're seeing this warning from the UN Secretary-General about a possible escalation in the fighting that we've seen across the border from Israel and Lebanon. So how likely is it that we're going to see an escalation in that conflict?
There is escalation between Hezbollah and Israel since the start of the war in Gaza, and escalated in the last few weeks. And there is danger, and there is warning from international community, and Mr. Guterres was clearly saying the region and the world cannot afford to have another Gaza in Lebanon. And the Hezbollah warned Israel, if there is a war against Lebanon, it will be using the air, the ground, everything in order to defend. And the Iran mission to the United Nations said Hezbollah has the capabilities to defend itself against Israel. The Israeli official thinking about a possible war against Lebanon, but there is no enough because Israel cannot fight on different fronts. On West Bank there is clashes, on Gaza and on Lebanon side. Beside that, there is the Houthi of Yemen, attacking, ships in the Red Sea. The Islamic resistance in Iraq launched, some strikes, and drones against, targets in Israel. So Israel cannot afford to have war in different fronts. And even the acting Iranian foreign minister warned that if Israel attack Lebanon and Hezbollah, there will be fronts of war against Israel. So it will be more pressure and more catastrophic in the region.
A worrying situation there. Thank you for bringing us that. Saeed Shehata from BBC Arabic.